And you're on.
All right. We need to hire a professional.
So this is the third attempt at this video.
This one's it's third time's a charm.
We're doing it no matter what on this one.
Last video of this series of how Jeff closed 115 transactions in 1 year, working roughly full time. We talked about your morning routine and how getting started with those keys, inspiration, perspiration, hydration, education, all those things that really lead to a healthy mind, body, and spirit. Every day makes you successful. Now we're going to talk
Definitely
about
part of the equation.
Yeah, for sure, and that it kind of gets the ball rolling. Now we're talking about leveraging your time, and what does that mean to you?
So it's all about the Pareto principle, which is 80-20 principle, where it's 20% of your effort creates 80% of your success or happiness, or however you want to look at it. And when he did that study, across the board, it was everything from nature, traffic, finances, work. It was always the same across the board.
Yeah. And so you're constantly then looking, what all of our tasks should be from that is to find the 20% that's going to result in the 80% success and focus on that 20%.
Yeah, and I always qualified that through two filters. One was, does it make me happy? Like, do I like it? So, and then the other one was, does it make me significantly more money in that activity than all the other activities? So if it didn't qualify under both filters, I didn't do it. So even if it made me a ton more money, I didn't like it, that's not where my 20% is going to be. So I find those things that make me significantly more money that I enjoy doing, and I focus on those things. Those take up the vast majority of my time, is that 20%, and then you leverage out the rest of it.
And it requires being willing to walk away from short-term income or short-term success for the long-term goal. So we recently had an opportunity to take a listing that was really not in our wheelhouse. And so we talked about it and we were trying to figure out how to make it work. And ultimately we decided that that wasn't worth the amount of stress and pressure it was going to add on top of what we're already focusing on. And we would rather be the best at what we're doing. So we leveraged our time and said, no, this would be the inverse leveraging. If we had taken that kind of a listing, we needed to pass it to someone who's better equipped for it and focus on what we're really good at, because we can do a lot more in an hour within our wheelhouse than we can do in 5 hours trying to get too far away from what we're good at.
Yeah, and one of the big things I've been doing recently, again, part of that 80-20, and you can keep doing that over and over and over again. Like I used to think I did it more like 90-10, but really it's 80-20, then I take 80% of that 20, and then 80% of the next 20, and my focus becomes narrower and narrower and narrower, but the narrower my focus becomes, it's something I'm better at, I enjoy more, and I make more money at, and so it becomes just better all around. And I've been giving up personal listings, like when my clients come in wanting me to list their home, I have not taken them. I've been flat out saying I can't do it. I explain it, I tell them why, and most of the time it's okay. But we had one where it was a $15,000 commission that it wasn't okay. They wanted just me. It didn't work. I couldn't do it, and I gave up that commission. But I still sometimes cringe because it just happened. But it is worth it, because that's you have to look at the long term, or the urgent will always push out that other 20% that's really going to get you ahead. And so you have to be able to look past that urgent right now paycheck or need or desire or whatever it is, to focus on that 20% that's going to get you that long-term gain.
Don't let today's dollar cost you next week's, month's, year's dollars, because there's a lot more next week and month and year than there is today.
Yeah.
So every time you sit down, then you're looking at that 20%. Sometimes we do that already. We don't really realize it, but it has to be intentional. So our agents have a system each day where they've got a list of tasks that they need to accomplish, and it's just how we keep our days structured and organized. Sometimes you can't get to everything on your list. It's just, and most of the days I would say I don't get to everything on my list. So when you have that situation, you just apply that filter to it. What's going to be the most enjoyable and also the most effective, efficient, and you hammer through that top 20%. Now, what if you have something that you're continually bumping and never makes the top 20%?
Then it means two things. It either means maybe you just can trash it and it doesn't need to get done, or maybe it means you need to hire someone to get it done. Because if you have enough of those things that you're always pushing, but they need to get done, but you're always pushing them, hire someone.
And by the way, that's a great problem to have. It means your business is growing. And
yeah.
Whether you're an independent contractor as an agent, or you're an employee as a transaction coordinator, or whatever the case may be, you need to treat your day like you're running your own business, because in this industry we all are.
Yeah.
And what would you take? You have your human resources, you have your people, your human capital. What would you do with that if you only had one employee to do this stuff? What would be the most important thing, and assign them yourself to that task?
Yeah, no, very good. And we're going to keep it short. I think we're at four minutes. We're doing better than the last one. So a very practical, real life situation for agents, whether you're on a team or you're on your own, is where do you make your money? getting leads, right? So that's a good one to put up there in your top 20% is where are you getting your clients from? Focus on that, prospecting, prospecting, prospecting. But there's the other side of the coin that I always look at. I'm not going to do something that makes me miserable for very long. I might do it short term if I need to, but I'm not going to keep doing it. I'm not that driven to keep doing something that's going to make me miserable, even if it makes me money. So now, what lead collecting, prospecting activity can you do that you enjoy? Now you put those two together. I enjoy it. This is what makes me money. Put that in the top 20%. That should be your number one focus every single day that you're working.
And you'll kill it if you do it.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Next time we're talking about time blocking. Stay tuned.
See ya.